Okay, hopefully the audio is getting better. I'm not sure what the issue is here, but now we're going to be focusing on using equations to find numerical compositions. So we did it from, we did the compositions from a table, we did them from a graph, and now we're going to be utilizing equations. So what this simply means is when the x is 4 into the h function, you evaluate that, and then you're going to get a y value, and then we're going to plug it into the g. So h function is right here. So we are going to start with 3 over 2 times the x minus 2. That 4 goes here. Remember, when we're dealing with fractions, we can reduce ahead of time. That's going to give me 6 minus 2, which is 4. Then I take that information and now have g of 4. So in the g function is 1 minus 2x. And then I've got 1 minus 2 times 4. So g of h of 4 is equal to 1 minus 8, which is negative 7. All right, now let's take a look at f of negative 2 plus p of 2. So in the f function, we're going to replace the x. I highly recommend that you replace the x with parentheses and go in and plug in negative 2. Make sure you do PEMDAS. So this is going to be the opposite. Negative 2 squared is 4. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 minus 5. That's going to give us negative 10 minus 5. That gives us negative 15 plus p of 2. So all of this work was this way. P of 2 is going to be 2, which goes into the x, plus 2 over 2 minus 3. So 2 plus 2 is going to be 4 over negative 1. Simplify that to be negative 4. So we get negative 15 minus 4 gives us negative 19. Okay, so the g of negative 1. So in the g function, it's 1 minus 2 times negative 1. So that gives us 1 plus 2, which is 3. So now I'm going to take that answer, which is 3, and plug it into the p function. And then I've got 3 plus 2 over 3 minus 3. That gives me 5 over 0. So we now have an undefined value. All right, so here now we have, suppose f of x is 2x squared minus x plus 3, and g of x is this function. Find an expression. So I want you to pay attention. If you plug in numbers, you get numbers. If you plug in letters, you're going to get letters. If you plug in letters and numbers, you're going to get letters and numbers. So that just means in the f function, everywhere where there's an x, I'm going to plug in x plus 3. So this can get a little messy, so it's very important for you to be organized. So everywhere where there's an x, put parentheses, then go back and fill it in with x plus 3. Then you need to do your algebra. If you were to multiply x plus 3 squared, you can do that on scratch paper, but ultimately what you get is you'll get x times x, which is x squared. The middle terms will combine, and so you end up getting 3x plus another 3x, which is why if you just multiply these and then multiply it by 2, that's what your middle term will be. So we've got 3x plus 3x is 6x, and then 3 squared is 9. Then I've got to multiply all of that by a 2, and at the same time here, I'm going to distribute my negative, so negative x minus 3, and I'm bringing down the plus 3. So I get 2x squared plus 12x plus 18, and then again, minus x minus 3 plus 3. If I were to simplify like terms, I'm going to get 2x squared. 12x minus x is 11x. 18, the minus 3 and the plus 3 cancel out, and so I have 18. So that would be the expression for this. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to replace x with x minus 2 in the f function. Again, I highly recommend when you have more than one term going on, put them in parentheses. When you have a subtraction sign, put things in brackets so that you know to distribute that. In the g function is 5 minus 2 parentheses. Instead of x, I'm replacing x with 2x. And then I have minus 3. I'm going to go back into the f function and plug in x minus 2. So now this is just a matter of completing your algebra. Again, when you have a squared, it's going to be the first term squared. You multiply these two terms together and then double it. So negative 2x is going to give us negative 4x. So 2x times 2 is going to be negative 4x plus 4 minus x plus 2 plus 3. I'm going to simplify the f function first. So 2x squared minus 8x plus 8. Again, I'm carrying down everything else. I could have added these two together. I'm not going to distribute this first. I'm going to carry it down and work inside my brackets first. 5, I've got to distribute. Negative 2 times 2x, negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. I can combine like terms, so I get minus 11 minus 4x, which means I now can distribute. So I get 2x squared minus 8x plus 8 minus x plus, I'm just going to combine these real quick, 5 minus 11 plus 4x. And so let's just go ahead and simplify that. I've got 2x squared, negative 8x, and positive 4x is negative 4x, and I have a negative 1x, so it's going to be negative 5x. And then I have an 8 and a 5 is 13. 13 minus 11 is 2. And that's what you should end up with. All right, so now we are going to go into the g function and plug in h of, or x plus h minus g of x all over h. This is very, very important for you to be organized. So in the g function, 5 minus 2 times, I'm going to leave space for the x, okay, so that you can see that the x is going to go there, minus, I'm going to put brackets now, the entire g of x function. Well, the g of x function is 5 minus 2x minus 3. So instead of putting parentheses, I don't want you to confuse you, I'm just filling that in with x plus h. Now I am going to simplify this. I've got 5, and I can go ahead, and I can't really combine like terms in here, so I'm going to distribute. Negative 2x minus 2h plus 6 minus, and I'm just going to simplify this over here, 5 minus 2x plus 6. I will then go ahead and distribute. So I've got 5 minus 2x minus 2h plus 6 minus 5 plus 2x minus 6. Now, here's how you know you're doing it right. When you get to this step, things should cancel. So I've got a positive 5 and a negative 5. gone. A negative 2x and a positive 2x, gone. Positive 6, negative 6, gone. And so all I have left is a negative 2h. But remember, I had only worked on the numerator, and it's all divided by h. So I'm bringing that back in. Now I can cancel my h's, and I get negative 2. Okay. So let's take a look at the f function now. Again, step 1 is to simply replace the function with what it needs to be replaced with. So I've got 2x squared minus x plus 3 minus the entire f of x function, which is 2x squared minus x plus 3. Replace the x with x plus h. X plus h. Step 2, simplify. So I've got 2, I'm going to multiply this. This is going to be x squared plus 2xh. Remember I said multiply these two and then double it. And then the last term is h squared. I'm going to distribute this negative x minus h plus 3. I'll go ahead and distribute the negative to all three terms over here. Negative 2x squared plus x minus 3. Almost done with step 2. I've got to distribute my 2. I get 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared. And I'm bringing down everything else. Negative x, negative h plus 3 minus 2x squared plus x minus 3. I love this stuff. This is just amazing. I love it. Look at all that. Look at all your algebra. Get excited here. Here's how you know you're doing it right. At step 3, things will cancel. So let's find our x squareds. They cancel. Get them out of there. Let's find xh's. Are there any xh's? I don't see any other xh's. So we have 4xh. Let's find h squareds. Are there any other h squareds? No. So then we've got plus 2h squared. Are there any, here's a negative x and a positive x, so they cancel. I've got a negative h, no other negative h's or h's anywhere. And then I've got a plus 3 and a negative 3. They cancel. So now this is what I'm left with, but remember, it was all divided by h. Please, please, please pay extra careful attention. You are not allowed to cross out the h's. You can only reduce if it's a product. So we are going to factor out an h. So we have 4x plus 2h minus 1 all over h. Now I can reduce, and my final answer is 4x plus 2h minus 1. Welcome to math analysis. Oh, this is so much fun. All right. So that takes care of page 38.